I'm Chef Colby from Bluestem Restaurant in Kansas City, and today we are going to make a dish out of our cookbook, which is a seared Kansas City strip with pecans, chanterelles, Brussels sprouts, and a little bit of mustard butter sauce. We're going to start off by cooking some of the pecans. Going to put them in a saute pan, a little bit of salt, a little pepper, and just a touch of butter. We're going to place these in a 350-degree oven and keep our eye on it not to burn it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to reduce a little bit of white wine. And while we do that, we're going to go ahead and season up our meat. A little bit of salt. When we start to get to a certain point here, we're going to reduce this down not quite to what's called au sec, but pretty close. We're going to let it cool a little bit on this table, because what we're going to do now is essentially emulsify the butter into this. And you all know oil and water don't like each other, so this is kind of this is an old school sauce. And the idea is to melt the butter so it's still creamy and it doesn't separate. So there's definitely a temperature it needs to be at in order for this to work really well. One of the things that does seem to help is adding a little bit of the mustard. There's something about mustard that is kind of an emulsifier. Essentially right here you can tell it's emulsifying, it's cooling, and then you want to put the mustards in here too. Season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Now this sauce you can sit on for a little while, like 20 to 30 minutes, it'll be okay. So we're just going to stick this in a warm spot. Here we've got the toasted pecans, and we are going to set those aside to cool on this tray right here. So we are going to start the next dish. Going to sear the meat. You can sear with either like a good vegetable oil or with butter. Butter kind of helps get a little bit better of a color because it browns a little bit. All right, the next thing we're going to do is finish up the vegetables for this dish. We're going to saute a little bit of chanterelle mushrooms, a little bit of the Brussels sprouts, and then in the end we'll incorporate the mustard sauce in with the Brussels sprouts. We want to heat this oil till it's almost smoking, because that's what the trick to the chanterelles and the Brussels sprouts are. You want that nuttiness in there. They both have a very unique but similar kind of flavor to them, and you want to just really be able to get that out of them. Mushrooms are really notorious for soaking up oil. So if you don't feel like you've got enough oil in there, don't be afraid to add a little bit more. The pan is already hot. It's not going to hurt it. We're toasting the chanterelles. It's not going to take very long, and you're going to want to add the Brussels sprouts too, so don't really be afraid that you're going to overcook. I'm going to add some of the pecans now. Then lastly, we're going to add the Brussels sprouts. All right, and as we wait, we're going to pull our meat out of the oven. So as the meat's resting here a little bit, we turn the heat off, and we're gently going to add the mustard butter now. You really just want to coat that and get it out of the pan so you don't break the sauce. So what we're going to do is we've let the strip loin rest a little bit, and now we're going to go ahead and slice it. We are just going to actually plate the dish. It's really composed. It's really simple. We've got a little bit of the veal jus to go over the top of it. And a little bit of onion blossoms. This is sauteed Kansas City strip with chanterelles, Brussels sprouts, and mustard sauce. I'm Colby Geraltz from Bluestem in Kansas City. Come and see us.